What's been going on for you, man? What you been up to?
Nothing much, just working. It's been a slow couple days at work. It wasn't too crazy. Still been watching like movies and TV on my downtime, catching up on the news and shit. I just saw
Mhm.
The Hateful Eight again recently.
That's a good film. I haven't seen that, I think, since it first came out.
Dude,
It's good.
I forgot how good the dialogue is in that film and like just the sudden moments of action. You're like, whoa, shit, that's awesome.
The exchanges are very good. I think all those characters are well written. They're all kind of like got their histories and stuff and their mannerisms. It works really well together. It's like it was very. I will say the one thing I did not appreciate very much was the extended like the hanging scene at the end where it was like very just violent and guttural. But like other than that, I mean, it's what you expect with Tarantino. Like it's what that's sort of the territory you're treading when you watch his films. But
Yeah.
otherwise, it was cool.
No, it was surprising to see Tim Roth make a appearance again in another Tarantino film because he's been the last one he was in was correct me if I'm wrong, it was Reservoir Dogs, right? And that was like 20, 30 years ago.
That was like Tarantino's breakout film. It's actually like 30 years old now. I think it's like 1992. I want to say
Fucking hell, man.
he really
God.
hasn't been in a Tarantino film for that long because I feel like I see him in so many other movies.
He's been in a
But
lot
maybe
of
you're right. He
things.
hasn't been in a Tarantino movie. That's crazy.
Yeah, I know. I know. He's got like Tarantino obviously has some favorites like Samuel L. Jackson, of course. I guess Walton Goggins now because apparently like he's been in like two Tarantino films. Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, Django Unchained and Hateful Eight playing two completely different characters. Yeah. What about you? What have you been up to, man?
Trying to think what's been going on for me. So last week, um, it was this last Friday. I went out. We had like a goodbye thing for one of our colleagues at work who left, which was really cool. It was really chill. We well, it wasn't very chill. I mean, we were edging him on with shots because I promised to be his DD, which I was. I was responsible.
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
I had like two margaritas and a shot, so that's being responsible. Um, not not encouraging drunk driving or anything. I had like been there for like we are hanging out for like 4 hours, so like I was chilling.
Yeah, if you
Um,
space it out, you're fine. Yeah.
totally. But what else? What else? That was fun. And then afterwards, I went out drinking with Jack and Nate, which was cool. Um, and and then I had D&D all this last weekend, which was it was all right, man. Like one of our sessions was really fun. Um, well, I mean, both were like kind of fun in their own different way. It was like the second one was challenging because it was over like Discord and stuff, and it's like very hard because I don't have the I have to like really use my imagination to like picture stuff. Like I have to even figure out where like the characters are and stuff. Um, which was fine. It was just it made it hard to focus. And then let's see. That morning, a bunch of us from the other game agreed to like, well, from the same game too. We agreed to like get brunch, like breakfast before at like 7 in the morning on a Sunday, which like was not a good decision. Like, I should not be up that early. No one should be up that early on a Sunday. Like, it's the day of rest, isn't it? Like, sleep the fuck in. Like, why go so early?
Yeah,
But anyway,
I never really start my day until like 9:30, 10, like around then.
yeah, even yeah, earliest, like what I mean, like
Yeah.
but it was cool. It was worth it. I mean, I woke up once I eventually woke up and was like starting my day. I went cool, but I was exhausted, especially because like after the game, I had a friend over and we took shrooms, and like it like really activates your brain, but like really tires you out too. So like I was very clucked out by the end of the night.
I feel that, man. I feel that.
You know, what's a good movie is we watched Day Shift. Well, it's not like a good movie; it's a good bad movie. It's that one on Netflix. It's got like Jamie Foxx, Dave Franco, fucking Snoop Dogg's in it. That was really crazy.
Yeah, I haven't
Um,
seen him in a movie in like forever. Like, wasn't the last one like he was notable in was like Soul Plane? Like,
I think you're right, man.
yeah.
Um, I haven't really kept up with what Snoop Dogg's up to these days. He probably does so many things like Shaq do. Shaq's a DJ now. Like, okay, cool.
Honestly, Shaq like makes enough money where he could just retire, but I think he just needs to do things because he does seem like that kind of guy. Like he needs to.
Well, yeah, he's just driven. He's got to like, and you don't want to like, you wouldn't want to waste your time, right? Like if I had like a stable income where I didn't really have to do anything, I would still be doing stuff. I'd be like pursuing passions and shit, not necessarily for the grind, but like just for my own satisfaction. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, there was an interesting thing I saw online. It's like the definition of like rich versus like wealthy. Like if you're rich, you have like an ungodly amount of money that you can just use to spend on things that have no real returnable income. To be
Mm.
wealthy is to like generate wealth that's going to last you for like a while. It's basically actively doing things, putting money into something and then getting a return out of it. So,
Hmm.
yeah.
Yeah, totally. Like any job or anything, yeah, or any job is supposed to be. You know?
Exactly. So I'm like, I'd much rather be like wealthy, just actively doing shit and like getting sizable returns out of what I do, rather than just being like, pretty well off but never having to do anything really in life.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally, man. That'd be boring. That'd be a boring way to live. Like I had one of my old roommates was like that, where he like didn't do anything all day, but he had like he was having his parents pay for all his shit, like his rent, his food and stuff, because they're wealthy as fuck.
Yeah.
And excuse me, and um, and but he would just play video games all day. He'd sit in his room all day, do nothing. It was like, man, he probably still does that. But I
Yeah.
only moved out like 3 months ago almost. But anyway.
No, yeah, I'm trying to get out of that funk too, honestly. Try and stay in touch with friends. Otherwise, I'm just like either working or like lounging around at home, doing occasional grocery shopping, and then just like watching TV or movies. That's about it.
Yeah, totally. I mean, it's challenging, you know. You gotta go out and do stuff. Gotta go out and live, dude. Be active.
Yeah.
It's important, man. Like that's kind of like why, like that's like one of the good parts about my job is like I go somewhere, I have like an obligation to do something, and I would do it because like I could totally see the slippery slope that one could like go down of like not being motivated to do stuff.
Yeah. But at the same time, I also like saving money, and unfortunately, to have fun anywhere outside, you got to spend at least $20. Like,
Usually, you that like actually wait, yeah, you're right because I was gonna say like the entry fee is usually like $10 or something or like $5, but then you
yeah,
also buy drinks, so it's like $10 extra, so you do have to pay $20. You're right. What the fuck?
yeah, and then even if you're going out to like say lunch with your friends or something, it's like $20 like for a single person if you want to eat like at a good place, not like fucking McDonald's or something. Although granted, you might actually be paying just under $20 for yourself at McDonald's nowadays.
Well, yeah, the prices are getting astronomical. I mean, I was talking with somebody about like you go to Carl's Jr., dude, it's like $16 for a fucking combo meal. Like, what the fuck is that?
Dude, that's why I
Why is that?
fucking
It's not even that quality. It's like I could go to like somewhere else that like I know they cook the food. Like for instance, I took my colleague out to lunch like 2 weeks ago.
yeah,
Um,
yeah.
I showed her this like chicken place we had, or that I'd been to several times, and like it's an authentic place. Like they started as a food truck and they grew into like having their own stable restaurant and stuff. It's really cool.
Dude, that's
Um,
fucking talking about wealth right there.
yeah, for real. And it's good ass chicken, dude, and it's like spicy and stuff, and they like hand cook it and stuff. It's fantastic. But I mean, and it was $20, but I was like, I'd rather spend this $20 here than go to like get something microwaved fucking at Jack in the Box. You know what I mean? Like Jack in the Box is even like pricey these days. It's like $15 for some shit.
Well, that's where see. That's where you got to know what you want to pay for to get the most out of your money. Like what I do is I get the.
Mm.
I guess they renamed the midnight munchie meal to like the late lunch meal. I don't know what the fuck they call it now, but
It probably is like I think it had to do something with like people were like you're promoting like marijuana use too much like and that may be like some fucking boomers saying that shit.
and then Jack in the Box is like, all right, fine, we're calling it the lunchy meal, whatever. Same
Which is like
gimmick.
why are they pandering to the boomers? Do boomers really eat that much Jack in the Box?
No, the clientele I've seen, and this is the Jack in the Box in my town where I live in. It's almost always like mid 30-year-olds, usually those that probably want like something good and cheap, teenagers or little kids having their mom like take them to fucking Jack in the Box. Like it's that fucking clientele. It's never anyone like 65.
Right, yeah. I mean, well, it's funny because I used to work at one, so like we had this one guy who would come every fucking morning, man. I swear to God, and he'd like get a coffee and like a breakfast thing, and then he'd like scream at you, "Senior discount!" And I'm like, I don't know if you've earned it, man. You're a cranky old fuck. Like I don't care. Like you know what I mean? Like just
God,
be
man.
nice. You could just ask like, "Oh, hey, and is there a senior discount?" I'd be like, "Oh, yeah." I'd be like way more jazzed to be like, "Yeah, let me give it to you, man." Like hell yeah. Like
Yeah.
not, barking it at me like a fucking animal, dude.
That's why I love working in the fucking beer industry because I don't get weird clientele for the most part. There's a few outliers, but it's almost always like diehard fans of like 805 and they want that merch, or beer enthusiasts and they want something new and exciting. And then I tell them, oh yeah, we got this in. It's like, it's really cool. And they come out like just happy as fuck. Like it's amazing. I love it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's rad, dude. That's rad.
Uh, I can never do normal retail again. Fuck grocery stores, and never will I ever work at a fast food place. I swear to
Well,
God.
yeah, I've done the fast food stuff. That sucks. But I am like considering having to start working at a grocery store again. I'm gonna go in tomorrow. I think it is. I was gonna like apply for a part-time position again at Trader Joe's.
Yeah, but that's like Trader Joe's though. That's like the gold standard for how grocery stores should treat employees and how customers should
It's
treat
just very
employees
lax.
as well.
It's just very
Yeah.
lax.
Yeah.
Customers like regulars are typically pretty cool. There are some regular. I mean, there's always going to be at some place you go to. There's going to be someone who's a pain in the ass. It's just like it's part of like life, you know. Like I deal with some, like for every like client who like is doing well and is engaging. Like there's a pain in the ass one. You know what I mean? Like it's like
Yeah.
whatever. But
But that's the thing with Trader
so,
Joe's though. It's like with other grocery stores like Safeway, Vons, Ralph's, you name it. They sell like basic generic shit that you get anywhere else. And so you're gonna attract, customers that like are gonna buy trashy things, unfortunately. Whereas Trader Joe's is almost always two different clientele. It's like Gen Xers or like boomers that want to like eat well but not break the bank, and same with college students. They want to eat dirt cheap but not eat total trash. So, you might get a few bad customers, but for the most part, you're going to get a lot of good people who just want to get like good stuff for a good price.
mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Totally, man. Totally.
That's the way I see it, but
Yeah, I mean it's very good pricing they have. Like I always shop for my wine there when I do that because you can get like a fucking $5 bottle of wine from Italy that's like hella bussin'. You know what I'm saying? Like
ooh, that Italian wine.
bussin' respectfully, dude.
Bussin respectfully. Molto bella.
Dead ass.
I don't know how to say dead ass in Italian though.
um, Muerto culo, I think maybe. Who knows?
Morto culo. You gotta say it with
Dead
pizzazz.
ass. With the hand gesture, yeah, you got to do that.
I'm so dumb because me and so our father and I are watching The Sopranos on HBO Max every now and then, and because they've
Mm.
referenced Gabagool a couple times, that's like our inside joke. We just say like, "Oh, Gabagool." And I was at Vaughn's today, and I thought, you know what? I'm gonna buy the man's Gabagool. And I did. I bought him hot Capicola, which is exactly what Gabagool is.
So what do you mean? So okay, so I've seen all the memes on Twitter. I'm uncultured, I admit. What is Gabagool? What is that?
So Gabagool, it's kind of like the whole Buckaroo thing with Vaquero, because when you say Capicola in a New Jersey accent and kind of saying a little fast, like if you go to your butcher's,
Capicola.
yeah, if you say Capicola like Gabagola, it sounds like Gabagool, and that's
Gabagool.
eventually what it turns into, because you want to get in and out of the butcher shop, get your Capicola, because you're in a hurry, and you fucking say Gabagool.
And so Capicola, what is Capicola? I'm gonna Google it right now, dude.
It's basically like a exquisite salted pork with like some spices like paprika and shit.
Oh, it's that. Oh, sweet. That looks rad, dude.
It's
Okay, yeah, I can
bust.
see why they're talking nonstop about it, dude. I can see why they're talking nonstop.
It's busting. I've tried it once. I'm like, damn, this is good. Although
Far out, I'll have to get some, dude.
I will say, bologna is it's pancakes for people who like hot dogs.
Speaking of hot dogs, dude, I went. It was last Tuesday. I went to this brewing place, this microbrewery in San Jose, and there was this place called Craft or Go Craft Yourself that like makes these hot dogs, and like this guy made this really good one. It was like bacon wrapped with like I didn't get all the fixins. I regret I should have. It was only $2 more than the regular dog, but like he would have like the max would be like onions, mac and cheese, fucking chili, fucking hot Cheetos, dude. It's like it's crazy. It was insane. Um I only had onions and chili and
Bro.
cheese. It was sweet. It was sweet.
Yeah, you had a chili dog?
I had a chili dag.
Chili dog. God, I haven't had a chili dog in fucking forever, man.
It was satisfying, dude. It was satisfying. It was good. It was particularly filling. I was very satisfied. Um, what else? And then the brewing company was good. I had like their summer haze, they called it. It was a hazy IPA.
Was it like a
Um,
ridiculous name or something?
no, it was just summer haze.
Oh.
I think that's what it was called.
No, that's good. That's good. It's not
Um,
silly.
it was pretty sweet. It was like kind of like it did have a summer vibe to it, like kind of like beach vibes, I would say. It
What would you say the
was
fruit
cool.
what would you say the fruit notes would be in that?
I thought I sensed tropical is what I thought. I'm trying to think back on it.
It's probably like
Yeah, I
papaya.
think tropical. Yeah, yeah, maybe. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm
Hmm.
not good with like notes. Like I'm drinking wine right now, but like I can't. You can't ask me to be like, oh, what are the notes you're getting from it? I'm like, it's fucking red.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, dude. I'm not like a snob or anything. And the snobs are also full of shit. There was like a research done. There was research done that like showed that so they had them try to taste two different wines, right? They were like, okay, so there's a red wine and a white wine, which should be easy enough, right? It's like to tell the notes of it, and so like they tasted both and like came up with different notes on or different. They had all determined that like the red wine tasted different from the white wine on average, but it was actually the same wine. It was just white wine dyed red.
Oh my god, you cannot be serious.
Hmm I can't remember how many participants it was, but like I remember it being like statistically significant. So it was like, wine snobs are full of shit. Don't trust them.
Yeah. Yeah.
There can't be. There's like a very select. I'm sure there must be, like statistically speaking, there must be like a select group of people who can like really hint notes like a bloodhound. But like that can't be like all or most wine, connoisseurs, as it were.
No, with like spirits I can get it because like for something so strong and potent in its flavor like that, if you have subtle differences to it, people will fucking notice. So
Hmm
that I get. And definitely in beer too. All the so many beer styles we have. Like and I hate to say this, and there's probably gonna be people who are gonna get mad as hell at me for saying this, but I think German Pilsners are just a little overrated. That's just me anyways.
Shot through the heart, and you're to blame. How could you?
Well, okay, because like with Pilsner, like it's such a light, refreshing beer that like there's a very few styles that actually like kind of stand out, and German Pilsners try to meet in the middle of like American style and Czech style, where American style is like very, very light bodied, crisp, refreshing, but it loses potential flavor because it's so light. Whereas Czech style Pilsner, it's right in the pocket, like bursting with flavor, but it's still easy drinkability. You can basically crush those like, on a Saturday afternoon, like insane. German style pilsners are just a little too light on the flavor. It's almost like a little sharp, like almost sour to me, anyways. So to me, I like Czech style pilsners more than German, even though Germans try to really pioneer. Oh, pilsner, that's going to be our thing. No, they already had it right in the pocket with Hell's Lagers. They really didn't need to expand into like pilsners, but to each their own.
Okay, I see where you're coming from. I guess I could see where you're coming from.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't drink that many pilsners, so I can't really particularly say I'm a connoisseur or anything, or knowledgeable of the matter. I stick to like my fridge has right now like mostly IPAs, some leftover seltzers from shit, and then I've got wine obviously and liquor elsewhere. So like I don't drink that many pilsners, so I can't say.
Well, when you're working in Paso and it gets pretty fucking hot in Paso, especially this summer, you're gonna want something refreshing like a pilsner.
Yeah, because Paso is like usually like what 10 degrees hotter than Slow.
Yeah, it's been like 80 degrees on average. Sometimes shot into the 90s. Like there was one weekend where it was like 106 degrees outside.
Jesus, man. Yeah, we broke 100 up here once. I think we got to like 101
Yeah.
on a day, dude. It was like fucked. I
Yeah.
swear to God. And
How's
it's supposed to be hot this week too.
how is your weather on average in the Bay Area?
Summertime, it's getting fucking hot, man. We get like in the 80s usually mostly. Um yeah, I'd say like mid 80s typically is what the summer has been like.
Damn, man. Damn.
Yeah, it's just been getting stupid hot, man.
Well, I'll tell you
It's
this.
that global warming.
It's that global fucking warming, man. Like it's clear as fucking day, man, and some people just want to deny it. I don't know why, but they do.
Oh, who cares?
Do you hear about
We're all boned anyway.
we're all boned? Is that what you said?
Yep, we're all boned.
Oh no. Oh, I think I heard there was something going on in like I think it was Georgia. Like fucking oak trees were exploding because of the heat.
What?
Yeah, can you just
No
imagine?
way.
Can you imagine how hot it has to get for a fucking tree to explode? Like that's
What the fuck, dude?
you're looking at it right now.
Why
Huh?
is that real, dude? That's scary.
That's fucking
That's
real.
weird.
Oh yeah. I'm just imagining like
Alright, yeah, we're boned.
yeah, we're fucking boned. Holy shit. Well, I got myself an interceptor. All I got to get me is like some fucking leather gear, and I'm basically Mad Max.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Do you trust your what is it? You drive a Nissan or what is it?
I have a Nissan. Yeah, I don't. That thing, that engine is shit, dude. I'll tell you what. I try to merge onto the freeway, and people are so impatient up here, and so it's like I'm trying to speed up, but like it's slow to like get to speed, and so I'm like, fuck, man, I'm sorry, and then some asshole has to like hit the brakes hard, like I'm like, fuck, man, but that's also because he's like just, bumper to fucking bumper. Don't be a dick about it.
Yeah.
Anyway.
You know what? I'm gonna give you some advice right now. Invest in three major things right now. Okay. Invest in sand tires, an extra fuel tank, and then a V8 engine.
I'm
You're gonna need to survive the wasteland somehow.
too broke to survive the economy now, dude.
Oh my no, you gotta find like one guy in the Bay Area who will fix anything for like $80. You know, like it gets your like Jim or Jerry who'll just fix the fuck anything for like that. You know, he'll fix your fridge, your car, he'll fix your cat. You know, you don't know how he does it, but he'll do it.
You don't know. Fix your cat, man.
God, my fucking cat out here is like a real Don Juan, just like, I gotta get him fixed.
Don Juan. Yeah, that reminds me, dude. I haven't seen that movie Don John in a minute, dude. That's a great fucking movie.
Dude, after seeing that movie, yeah, I have come to the realization that Julianne Moore can still get it. She can still get it.
Why was that even in question, dude? You know what I
What?
mean? Like,
There's
she can absolutely, dude. She's hella bad. She's like Susan Sarandon, dude. Like, just
okay. Well,
insane bad levels, dude.
there's
Bad
like
levels to the max, bro.
you're 100% right. But there's like a list of celebrities on the top of my mind that I'm like they're a little old, but they can still get it. And like there's obvious ones: Susan Sarandon, Sigourney Weaver, Helen Mirren. I just didn't think Julianne Moore for the longest time for some reason.
She deserves to be on that list, man. She deserves to be. She was hella bad in Kingsman, dude. The Golden Circle. I finally watched that movie. That one was fun. That was like the first one. It was just fun.
Dude, I still need
And
to
it
see
had
that.
Pedro Pascal, dude. Oh my god.
It had the boy, the Mandalorian.
It had Mando, dude. It was sweet.
Bruh. That movie has everything, bro.
Yeah. Yeah. What else, man? What else have I been watching? Did we talk about Maverick? I think have we talked about that yet?
We talked a little bit about it, but uh, that movie is so fucking good.
I finally saw that one. After like you know what's crazy, dude? This is like way tangent, but like my friend texted me today about some shit. He found out after like 23 years of not knowing that his dad was not his dad.
Wait, what the?
He found out that his dad is like not his biological dad.
Oh my god!
And
Like,
it was by such like weird happenstance. So he was like talking about like how like mental health diagnoses, right? They can like be genetic and stuff. And so
yeah.
he's like, oh, that like explains like mine. It's like that, dad has that. It's like, well, he's not like your real dad, right? It's like, wait, what?
Wow.
That's just an insane way to drop that information, dude. Like that's just crazy.
It's not nearly as bad as that one time that someone found out they were adopted because of like their science teacher in school. I don't know how old they were, but I want to assume they were like 12 when they found this shit out, and that's got to be hard.
Oh wait, was it because they were studying genetics or something, and he like poked a hole?
Exactly. It's like, blue-eyed parents can't have like brown-eyed children, and one child raised their hand and said, "Well, I have brown eyes, and both my parents have blue eyes." And it's like, the teacher said, "That's impossible. Your parents then are not your parents."
To say that to a child.
Well, and the worst part is, like, the child was like coming home, like, upset about that, and said to their parents, "It's like that's what my teacher told me. Like, are they right or are
So
they
like that
wrong?"
means like her dad isn't her real dad, like because there's no other way.
No, both of their parents, both of their parents are not their parents. Period. Like they were actually like adopted. So
Oh,
yeah,
what? That's
yeah.
crazy.
The kid told their parents about this whole thing, and the parents were like, "Ah, shit, kid, we got something to tell you, man."
We got some news for you, Bucko. Let me tell you what. That's it. And he just dropped that like in the middle of the fucking day. He like just texted us, and it was like, bro, that's insane.
Yeah. Although I still think that story about how this one girl was doing so well at a sport, she beat another girl in the competition, and the loser of that competition, her mom, petitioned to have like uh, the other girl kicked off because she thinks she might be like transgender or something, because that's how she thought she beat her daughter at the sport.
Oh my god.
I know, and then I read the story and I'm like, oh my god, like, because
But
no
like,
way
was
was
the
that.
athlete like actually trans? Like,
No, of course not. Like the parent just assumed that like that they had
that's
an
fucked
edge because they
up.
were like,
That's fucked up, dude.
I know.
That's fucked up.
The
It would be like, it'd be like a little. I think it would be like a little more. It would definitely be like a little more fucked up, like if it was like an actual trans person, and they're trying to fuck with their like achievements and stuff. But like, it's like when you're accusing like a girl because you've read some fucking stories on some headlines online that say that shit. It's like that's just not a good narrative to put out there. It's like that's just the problem of the media. I think that's a symptom of the media is the problem.
yeah, and honestly, like
That's fucked up, dude.
and the two worst things about it is that like it like destroys like this girl's like view of herself physically, because like when you're in high school, like there's two things that matter to you: your looks and how you are viewed in the social hierarchy of the school.
It's all
So
about identity and like trying to find belonging and stuff. Actually, I can figure out like the direct terms for it
yeah,
from like Erickson's theory of like psychosocial development. But go on.
yeah. So look at this boy right here with all the facts he's dropping. But yeah, so like
Erickson's, yeah, there we go.
but yeah, so this girl like not only has like a warped view of how she sees herself, she's like, wait, are my shoulders really that broad? Do I really look that mannish like for a woman? With because of that whole
Hmm.
thing. And then also like even if like the names are kept anonymous, like everyone in this fucking school is gonna know exactly who they're talking about. So like
Hmm.
obviously she might get picked and
Well, yeah,
prodded
because
by
they're like one of them. beat the other one, it's like a huge deal. And I'm sure it'd be
Yeah,
like advertised in like the school paper or whatever the fuck, right? So like, yeah,
it's just a shit show. Like, holy fuck.
it's terrible, dude.
Yeah.
Yep. 12 to 18 is like identity versus confusion. So it's like about like finding a sensing of belonging and like figuring out like who you are and stuff. And like that's so important. It's like and you're impacting this young girl's already probably low view of herself, or at least conflicted view of herself. So it's like that's just worsening it. That's fucked up.
Yeah, because to be like a really talented athlete in any field, like you got to be like physically warped in some way or another. Like Michael Phelps does not look like a normal man by any means, but he somehow is an amazing swimmer because of that. So kudos to him.
They're just peaked, bro. Peak physical achievement, dude. Like, they're just the epitome of greatness,
Yeah,
prowess.
they're like the closest thing we get to like X-Men mutants. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for real, dude. They're fucking superheroes, yeah.
Yeah.
Because they do crazy shit and like they're like the best at it. You know what I mean? Like there's like a guy probably like in the Summer Olympics who's like the king at discus. You know what I'm saying? Or like it could be a girl who's like the king at discus. We're not sexist here. It could be any gendered person
I'm
who could be
surprised.
like the champion, dude.
I'm surprised there's not a market for like a black market for like selling like Olympian sperm and eggs like for like
There might
procreation.
be. You just don't know about it because you're not on the black market.
Exactly. Like no one's talking about it in the media or anything. Like we're always talking about like oh the dark web, all these weird things on the dark web. I'm like that's a fucking business move that is
They're selling cum on the dark web, dude. They're selling athlete nut, dude.
exactly. They're selling
Some
athletes.
super cum, dude. On the dark net, dude. On the dark web.
I got some Captain America Super Soldier serum right here.
Yeah, this is the fucking serum. It's just semen.
Yeah, it's not blue like in the
Superhero
movies, but it's
semen.
white.
Oh my god.
Oh,
I
speaking of
melted myself.
speaking of fucking Cap Nut, fucking
That's transition. Speaking of cap nut.
fucking She-Hulk, like attorney at law, like everyone's like not even paying attention to the actual show. They're just like picking out all like the weird shit that Marvel's now introducing through the series.
So it comes out every episode comes out Thursday, right? So I think I'm caught
Yeah,
up because I've seen the first two. Those are the only two that are on, right?
yeah, it's the only two. Yeah. Oh, did they introduced
It's
Abomination, right?
They did, yeah.
Nice.
And then and then he got, there was like the news story about him, like spoiler alert, I guess, whatever, fuck you. Um, if you're like some Marvel mega fanboy, you're gonna be like checking out the show. I honestly lagged on it because of how shit the visual effects are. That's like the one thing that angers me. I don't care that it's like I actually like am interested to see the story. She's like it's compelling enough that I can get past the visual effects in a lot of moments, just like almost constant. But it's cool so far. I like the way it's being told, and I like that she breaks the fourth wall. That's interesting. I didn't know that she could do that, but that's cool. That's fun.
Yeah, no,
It's a fun show, but it's like, and so, um, anyway, what I was saying is I caught up to the part where like, where Abomination is caught for doing the underground fighting or whatever from Shang Chi, which was like, I'm glad they finally answered that. I was like, what the fuck is going on?
so correct me if I'm wrong. Like, does he not have control over himself turning into Abomination, or does he just take like a shot of something and he turns into it? Like, what's the deal?
I don't honestly have an answer for you. I'm pretty sure like he's in control of it. Or
Okay,
no,
so
I mean it's probably a Hulk thing, right? Because like Hulk was talking about like, it's him fighting another guy for like 10 years. So it's probably what Abomination is doing. So maybe by now they're like friendly and stuff. They like get or they cooperate, right? But like, or maybe not. Who knows? Maybe he hasn't had enough time to control it or to learn how to harness it. But I mean, that could be the case, dude. We never know. They might explain it later. They might explain it later.
yeah,
It sounds like he's going to be the main villain, though. So it's like he's probably just got the ulterior motives where he can't control it. He just chooses when to and when to fuck shit up. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. I gotta love how like even DC were just like, oh shit, like we gotta have like our own version of like Hulk, and yeah, let's just call him Damage. Fuck it.
I've never heard of this character. Who is this?
So I don't remember the actual guy's name who like turns into Damage, but basically he was a soldier, part of an experimental, super soldier unit, like all fucking origin stories are, right?
Mm-hmm.
And
Well, like Captain America and stuff, at least.
Captain America, Deathstroke, Deadpool,
Soldier Boy.
Yeah, Soldier Boy. There's a lot of them. There's a lot of super soldiers. Fuck, even I think there's a Marvel character called Mockingbird. Correct me if I'm wrong. Comments, but yeah, she was even like a super soldier technically.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, Damage, he basically gets pumped full of this shit that turns him into like a monster for like an hour at a time, and then he sleeps for like 12 hours afterwards.
Oh wow,
Yeah.
just 12 hours, dude. He's basically just doing meth.
Yeah.
That's basically just meth. Like he's just shooting that shit up, going on a fucking binge, and then like crashing for like 12 hours.
Now I'm just imagining the pitch meeting.
I literally like see it every day. Like,
I'm just imagining. I'm just imagining the pitch meeting now for Damage. Like, okay, what if we have like our
they're like,
own?
all right, guys, he's on meth.
Yeah, basically, he's like doing meth, and he turns into a bargain bin Hulk every time for an hour at a time.
He's doing speed.
Speed's a hell of a drug.
Fucking crazy. Speed's a hell of a drug.
But yeah, no, like literally the first episode of She-Hulk, people were obsessing over the fact that like fucking Captain America lost his virginity to Star-Lord's grandma, probably.
What happened?
Yeah, because didn't they mention that like he like Steve Rogers lost his virginity in like 1943 on the USO tour?
He did.
And one of the girls that he met on the USO tour is played by the same woman who played Peter Quill's mother in Guardians of the Galaxy. And James Gunn confirmed that that character in that movie, in the first Captain America movie, is Star-Lord's grandmother.
Oh.
So if the timing lines up, Steve Rogers could very well be Star-Lord's grandfather.
I like that they had to confirm that in the show. That was funny. That was a funny bit. I like that. I appreciated that.
Because it's the thing on everyone's mind, apparently.
Well, it's a good question. I mean, he was a man of faith, a man of purity, a man of the God-given American way.
That is true.
Of course, he would have been a virgin for a long time.
That is very
true.
But
I mean, there was also nothing better to do, like, before TV than just, like, fucking and eating for, like, thousands of years for humanity. You know what I mean? Like,
well, don't forget reading,
those are, like,
too.
our two favorite things to do, dude.
Yeah, that's true. But don't forget reading once we had, like, the actual written word and stuff, you know?
Yeah, but, like, what's better than reading? Having sex.
Having sex. Stuffing your face with, like, stew and fucking at the same time. That's
dangerous. You spill the stew on her back, she's gonna bite your dick off.
Unless she clenches, then that shit, like, actually feels like fire. For you, anyways.
God damn it.
Oh, and then episode 2, people were obsessing over the fact, oh wait, Wolverine confirmed? Question mark?
Wait, what suggested that?
Okay, so there's a thing on the computer of news that's happening, and in the corner of the screen you can see strange statues sticking out of the ocean. What's up with that? And then man with claws in bar fight.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
So,
yeah.
Yeah, who else likes to drink and has claws? Fucking Wolverine, bruh. That's
sweet, man.
Yeah.
I want to know if this is real and not just a meme. I saw something on Twitter that said, like, Megan Thee Stallion's joining, like, the fucking MCU or whatever.
I saw that
Oh my
online.
god, she is.
Yeah,
It's like
I
real.
I thought it was a meme too, but yeah.
She will appear in an. Oh wow. I mean that's cool. I guess. Like I don't know. I mean, yeah. I mean they put Harry Styles in it, so like
Yeah.
whatever.
I mean they
Um, that's crazy.
yeah.
That's cool, man. But no, I mean like I'm excited to see like that new movie Don't Worry Darling with Harry Styles and like Florence Pugh, dude, and
Dude,
Chris Evans, dude.
I'm calling it right now. I think the movie might be about MK Ultra. I'm just saying the timeline fits.
Maybe, dude. It may be. That would be sweet, dude.
Yeah.
I'm. It looks trippy as fuck, and like that's what acid does to you. So like I'm curious to see how that goes, man.
Yeah, and also the movie looks
Looks
like
very crazy.
it takes place in like the late 1950s, early 60s. So I'm like that's like the height of the fucking program. So yeah, the timeline
Mm.
fits.
Yeah, seriously, dude.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, yeah, acid was like invented in like 1953 by like a Swiss guy who like he reportedly like did. So it's like it comes in like a small dose. So like 1/20,000th of a gram is like one hit of acid.
Jesus
Um,
Christ.
and yeah, I know it's crazy. And so like I don't remember the exact number, but like the inventor like he accidentally got some on his hand and it seeped through his skin. Obviously, and he tripped for a while. He didn't get the dosage numbers right on that, I think, but like he took another dose. He took like some astronomical dose, like 10,000 times the regular one or something. I can't remember. Um, and he said like he had a nonstop stream of kaleidoscopic colors for like 2 hours.
Oh no. It's like the longest 2 hours of his damn life.
Yeah, I mean, it really psychedelics like change the perception of time, dude. Like 10 minutes feel like an hour. You know what I mean? It's like fucked up. Catch a vibe, dude. Just like deal with this like crazy thing we call existence, man.
Yeah, man. Like, God. Speaking of existence, fucking Sandman. Like that episode, what was it, 6th? Where he goes on, a shadowing job with like his sister Death. Is that the one
Yeah,
episode?
yeah.
That shit almost had me so fucked up because like that was a perfect adaptation from the comic, and it was just as sad watching it as I was reading it. You know?
It's pretty heavy, man. It's like it's I mean, but that's like her day job and stuff. And like she finds some joy in it. She gets to like guide them and stuff. That's a really cool way to look at
Yeah.
it. It's like that's harsh, man.
But
That's
I think it's two things that get me in that episode and comic is that it deals with a very real thing that you've definitely experienced at some point in your life. You know someone who's passed. You know someone in your life who's had someone who's passed, and it's like heavy. But it's done in such
mhm.
a way where it's like they pass. They don't realize it the first minute or so, and then they realize, oh shit, I'm dead. And then
It sinks in a little bit, yeah.
you got this lovely girl, saying, "Yeah, I'm so sorry. It's your time," and like she's trying like her best to console you and bring you to the other side. So I'm like, that's something that probably no one will ever get in their lifetime in their final moment ever. So seeing
hmm
that is like it's emotional, but it's also satisfying at the same time. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Yeah.
totally.
Sometimes you just need that, man. Shit. Like,
Mhm.
yeah.
The thing in like the comics that messed me up, and I wish they like I kind of wish they kept it in the show. It would have hit even harder. Is like what I liked in the comic books is like when that mother finds her child and stuff, and just like heartbreak sits in, dude. Like that's just fucked up, man.
I know.
But
Fucking
I understand why they couldn't put it on. It was probably just a bit much. I mean, especially after that diner episode.
dude. Like,
That shit was like fucked up to watch. I was like, wow, this is just as bad as the comics.
it was. It was mostly like a good balance of visual as well as like character and everything because they had
And
like
psychological terror too.
because they went with the style in the diner where like it's disgusting yellow colors of like yellow and red, so it gives you like an uneasiness visually to begin with,
hmm
and then with the characters doing what they do, you're like, oh fuck, this is getting worse and worse every minute.
Yeah, the issues that ensue, the calamity that ensues, I should say. Um, yeah, it was fucking nuts, dude. Oh my god.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
I still think they could have gone a little harder, you know, really hitting home how fucked up this kind of ability is in the wrong hands.
They could have, yeah. Again, I think the show was a little more tame, and that's usually how it is, right? Because like I will say generally, I'm spewing a bunch of stuff I learned from a college class. Um, Comic books are a very niche and sort of like very counterculture kind of thing, right? Like it was very much that way from the beginning. People frowned upon comic books, and so it was a bunch of like punks and stuff reading it. And so it can be, and so because it's very much like within that culture still, it can be very much, you can be a graphic, you can have a very violently graphic novel. It's very much, it's the same with like Kick-Ass and stuff. Those books are like way more intense than the movie is, but because movies are more accessible media in general, they've had their time to settle in and like kind of become a part of like pop culture. Um, and because it's more digestible as well, because you don't really have to. Because with like a even with like a comic book, you still have to like actively read and turn the pages. With like a TV, with a movie, you can just put it on and like not think about it, and so it's very much that like comic book adaptations have to be very like tame compared to the book. But it was kind of the reverse situation for like Watchmen, right? Because like Alan Moore had purposefully not shown like gratuitous violence, but then the movie revels in it. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, that's a good point. I didn't even think about that. Shit.
mm,
No, and that's another thing too. Like with the, that's why I love that issue number 6 of the Sandman so much, because it's just so, it's such a perfect horror, you know, kind of situation. Fucking antlers. Like I didn't think anything of it because I thought, oh, it's just another fucking bargain bin horror film that gets cranked out to appease like the horror people and make a good quick buck. But no, it's actually fucking fantastic with its source material, its themes, and its fucking interpretation of the Wendigo is one of the best ones I've seen in cinema ever.
hell yeah, dude.
Yeah, have you
I have
seen
to
that?
rewatch that again. Then I saw it and I didn't think as highly of it. I don't know. You know what horror movie I didn't care for, but like was kind of fun to watch?
What's that?
Was Malignant.
I've heard mixed things about that. Like I've heard visually it's spectacular, its premise is great, but it fucks it all the way through.
Its premise is like just like whoa, what the fuck, and then it's just like insane, and then it becomes like an action movie out of nowhere. It's like just insane.
uh
And that was the what was the problem with Day Shift was it was it was trying to be too many things at once. Like it was a vampire movie, then it was like a buddy cop movie. It was like about a father trying to support his family or whatever, and then it was like it was just trying to be too many things, and a lot of it was cool conceptually. It was really cool. It was about like vampires living among us and like real world applications of that, and like there's different species like that American Vampire comic book that was sweet.
yeah.
um but like it did not stick the landing because it was just trying too hard to be so many different things, and it was like it fucking sucked. But you know what? It was funny because we watched a movie. We watched Hot Fuzz after that, which is a movie that does a lot of things really well. It's a lot of concepts. It's like it's a British comedy. It's a buddy cop movie. It's a cop action movie. It's a thriller at times, but like it combines all these different things and flows so well because Edgar Wright knows how to put those things together, dude.
Like he just knows from the very beginning what he wants to do with a film and he does it so fucking well. Like
He's just like phenomenal, dude.
that's why like I will say to this day that Scott Pilgrim versus the World is not only the best like technically video game turned movie, but it's also the best anime adaptation into a film, like a live action film.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely, dude. Absolutely. Yeah, it was faithful to the source material. It was fun. It was quirky. It was interesting visually. It was like it very much kept that style. It was awesome, dude. I loved it.
Yeah, and to those in the comments who want to say, "Oh, Scott Pilgrim versus the World is not an anime," are you kidding me? Fucking lonely loser who somehow gets all the girls and has a pretty good amount of friends, has over the top fight sequences with dramatic bad guys. It's a fucking anime to a T. Like I swear to God.
It really is, dude. I think
Yeah,
about it more. I'm like, cause like, yeah, it's anime, dude.
yeah. It's
It has all the tropes.
yeah, and
Wow.
literally power of friendship, like almost at the
So does
very
that make
end.
Scott? Does that make the comic books then manga?
Technically, yes. Yeah. Yeah.
That's rad, man. Yeah, that movie's sweet. And then what else was I watching recently?
RRR.
That one was. You need to watch that again. It was so fucking good, dude. Why did it have to be that good? Like it was like it was super. It was like you just fell for their friendship. You like really connected with it, and then the heartbreak they experienced with it, the trials and the tribulations, dude. It was like it was fascinating. It was fun. It was like action packed. It was like heartfelt, and it was like making fun of the British. It was like awesome, dude.
Oh, dude,
And everything you wanted, dude.
it roasted the British way more than any of our British memes online could ever do.
My favorite scene is just like the scene where they save the little boy from the bridge, because there's so much that goes on,
Yeah.
and then they're both from a distance. One of them is just like he gives him a signal, and he knows exactly what to do, and he does all this crazy shit. That's just like, bro,
The best fucking
like how did
part
they know to do that? You know what I mean? It was like,
best fucking part about that too, and you're gonna see this when you rewatch it, like when they're underwater, like running up to each other and they're about to like do their bro thing. Like Raju literally looks like Giga Chad underwater.
God damn
with
it.
the hair in the right way and everything, he looks like Giga Chad.
That's perfect. I
Yeah.
love that.
Yeah.
Oh, and then the scene where he's like, the fucking guy is like beating up all the like the protesters trying to get into the military base or whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
That was insane. Like he's just how is he doing all that? He's just a superhuman dude.
Dude, like I did not think Raju can get hotter, but then long-haired Raju, fucking hell, man, Jesus, literally.
Hell yeah, dude. Fucking
Yeah,
sweet.
Raju, you just want to like have a good night with, but Beam's definitely like the relationship material.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah,
He's gonna treat you so well. He's gonna like treat you like the queen you are, dude.
exactly. He's got that energy. He's
And
also
that's
got
why he could get the British. That's why he could get the British pussy, dude. You know what I'm saying?
literally crossed two different worlds to get to bag one hell of a babe. Honestly,
This was fucking what is it? Partition they call it?
I think that's what they call it. Yeah, yeah. It's so weird trying to
Because
explain.
apartheid was the other was like this was the British colonization of Africa
Yeah.
and the mistreatment of that. I think it was partition. I don't remember.
No, I'd have to do my research. I didn't even do any research going into this movie. I just had a general idea. Oh, it's them revolting against the English, and it's two guys based on two actual historical figures. Okay.
I actually had no idea what I was getting into. My friend was just like he was selling me on it, saying like it's apparently it's a movie made by one of the biggest directors in Bollywood, and it stars two of the biggest actors in Bollywood who said they would never work together, but now they're in a project together and doing it so well.
And they're like
Their
the
montage with their homies and stuff, dude, I was like, I fucking love this. I fucking loved it, dude.
I have never seen a
It's just simple
bromance.
storytelling that's so good, dude.
I have never seen a bromance like that in movie history, and it's fucking gorgeous, bro.
It's beautiful, dude. Makes a grown man want to cry, dude.
Exactly, man. Like trying to sell when I tell people at my like work and like my friends circle about this movie, like they're like, "What the fuck is this?" I'm like, "Oh, it's hard to explain, but it's basically two guys fighting against the British in British controlled India during the early 20th century."
Hmm.
It's the best way I can describe it. It's like trying to explain
And it's
it's like trying to explain JoJo's
yeah,
Bizarre Adventure to someone or something.
and it's like you know what I love about the movie is like they're doing it. One of the big things is like they're fighting the British in their two separate ways, and they conflict, but they realize they have to work together. That's like how it's gonna succeed. You know, they see like the error of their ways and shit. There's so much growth and stuff, dude, and like character development. It's a long movie though. You have to fucking like get ready to be like, all right, 3 hours of my life are gonna be gone, but like they're gonna be spent well, dude. But
Dude,
yeah,
you know how I prepared for this movie? I fucking got
how's that,
some
dude?
I got some fucking Mexican food. I had like a burrito, 3 crispy tacos, and a Bang Energy, and I had that throughout the entire film.
Jesus Christ, that's a lot of food, dude.
I know. I'm sad.
You must have been hungry.
I was hungry.
I barely finished a burrito at lunch today, and then my dinner I kept pretty light. I did like a breakfast for dinner kind of thing, which doesn't pair well with wine, I'll be honest. But we were recording for about an hour. Should we cut it here?
Yeah. Anyways, we'll finish here. So till next time, people.
Till next time, everybody. This was the 9 to 5 boys clocking out.
Yeah, after hours.
Oh, yes.